Hi everyone, Ashok here. Welcome to ZyNerd's NEET PG information series. The All India Counseling Information Bulletin has been shared today. There are quite a few changes compared to last year. 4 AAQ rounds, no seat reverts to state. The reservation criteria has changed. Indian seats have been included starting this year, and a few other rules have changed as well. Thankfully, one thing that hasn't changed is the registration fee and the security deposit. In this video, we'll look at the registration fee and the security deposit that needs to be paid for each quota while you register for All India Counseling. We'll also look at what you need to be aware of in terms of fee payment at the allotted institute at the time of joining, after allotment at the time of joining. We have already gone through the different quotas that exist in All India Counseling. Basically, the All India quota for which all candidates are eligible. The Dean quota, which has management and NRI seats. The Central University quota, DU, BHU, AMU or IP, for which only candidates who are MBBS from those institutes are eligible. The rest of the candidates kindly do not select AMU, DU, BHU or IP quota while registering. DNB seats for which all candidates across India are eligible, including Jammu and Kashmir candidates. AFMS seats for which the registration is through All India Counseling through MCC, but the counseling happens physically at AFMC Pune after registration. So now we'll move to what is the process of registration and the website of registration. You have to register at mcc.nic.in, and we'll also have a look at what is the fee that needs to be paid for each of these different quotas. When you select each of these different quotas, usually you select you would be interested in All India quota or DNB or a combination of multiple quotas or Dean plus AAQ, Dean plus DNB, etc. And if you are a Central University candidate, you'll obviously select Central University, the Central University quota, because your chances are higher. So when you make payment, there are two separate categories of fee you pay. You pay it together, but there are two separate categories. One is the non-refundable registration fee, and another is a refundable security deposit. The non-refundable registration fee is towards administrative charges, and like it says, it is non-refundable. The refundable security deposit is refunded to you if you are not allotted any seat, or if you're allotted a seat and you join the seat. There are a few other additional clauses like AR1 free exit, in which case you'll still be refunded the security deposit. But as of now, you understand it this way. As long as you join a seat after being allotted, this amount will be refunded to you at a later stage. Or if you're not allotted any seat after registration, this amount will be refunded to you. Now, the sum of these amounts is what you pay as registration fee through a payment gateway. In a single instance, you pay this entire amount to MCC, and that is when your registration is finalized. Now, let's say you're a candidate who is looking at All India quota or DNB quotas, DNB seats, or if you're a candidate who is from Central University who's looking at Central University seats, or you're someone who wants to look at AAQ, DNB, and Central University seats if it is a Central University candidate. So any combination of these, when you select during registration, and if you are a general category candidate, basically you are a EWS candidate, you pay a registration fee of 1,000 rupees and then a refundable security deposit of 25,000 rupees, and a total of 26,000 is what you pay towards registration. Similarly, if you wish to avail a combination of AAQ, DNB, and or Central University seats, and you belong to one of these categories, SC, ST, OBC, or PWD, then you pay a refundable security deposit of 10,000 and a non-refundable registration fee of 500, and a total of 10,500. If you wish to avail only deemed university seats, you just select only deemed during registration. Irrespective of whichever category you belong to, you pay a 2 lakh security deposit and a 5,000 non-refundable registration fee, a total of 2 lakh 5,000. And if you're interested in DNB seats and a combination of all seats, or one or more of the other AAQ, DNB or Central University quota. In that case, you pay a refundable security deposit of 2 lakhs and a non-refundable registration fee of 5,000 and a total of 2 lakh 5,000. Now you see that irrespective of whether you select deemed alone or deemed plus AAQ plus DNB, you want to have those additional choices as well, you will still pay only 2 lakh 5,000 and the refundable security deposit and registration fee remain the same. If you are a candidate who is only interested in AFMS, then you pay only 1,000 rupees. There are a few sets of candidates like priority 1, 2, 3, 4 candidates who would only be interested in AFMS officers, etc. So they pay only 1,000 rupees as a non-refundable registration fee. So the last question is, if I am a candidate who falls under one of these and also selects AFMS as another quota, the registration fee remains the same. You won't pay an additional 1,000, you will pay only this amount. And we mentioned about the refundable security deposit. Like we said, the refundable security deposit is refunded in certain scenarios. Basically, it is not refundable in certain scenarios. That is the only thing that you need to understand. It is very clear to understand it that way. It is not refunded in 3 scenarios. 1, you are allotted an All India Round 2 seat and you don't join the seat. 2, you are allotted an All India Mop-up seat and you don't join the seat. 3, you are allotted an All India Stray Vacancy seat and you don't join the seat. It is only in these 3 scenarios you would not be refunded your security deposit. And as you can see, DNB has been included this year, but there is no additional fee for DNB registration. It is the same fee that existed even the previous year. But before we move to the next part, we are preempting the DNB seat fee payment at institute level. When you join a DNB seat, the yearly fee payment of 1,47,000, which is the same for any institute, government, private institute, that needs to be done directly to NBE. This is the usual process. We expect it to be the same this year, and we'll wait for intimation and confirmation, but you will pay the entire amount to NBE when you join a DNB seat. The amount is 1,47,500 for any institute that you join. And okay, now we'll look at the payment of registration fee and refundable security deposit. How you can make the payment. The payment mode, it is usually through a payment gateway. It can be done through net banking, credit card or debit card. By net banking, it is through login to your net banking and payment through your net banking account. It is not NEFT or RTGS. Be very clear on it. You don't need to add a bank account, wait for a few hours to get the bank account added, etc., and then make the payment with the IFSC code, etc. All those fundas are not relevant here. You directly make a fee payment through a payment gateway through net banking, like you do it for a Swiggy transaction or an Amazon transaction. Now, you can also do it through a credit and debit card. Almost all banks net banking will be allowed in the payment gateways. Even if your bank is missing in the net banking list, you can use your debit card to make the payment. But hold on, there is one clause which has been changed this year, as in the sense this is an additional one that has been added this year, additional clause that has been added. It says for deemed universities, payment can be done through net banking, credit card or UPI. Other government medical colleges or DNB, it says net banking alone. We'll have to wait for confirmation on whether a payment gateway can do that limit payment for one set of seats, etc. So we're not sure, but let's see. If that is the case, then only net banking will be allowed for those who select anything except deemed universities, and that is only limited to 26,000 rupees. So net banking should be possible and should not be an issue. Transaction limit, you would be paying 10,000 or 25,000, 10,500 or 25,000 for All India quota and DNB. So that there should not be any issue in transaction limit. But if you're paying 2 lakh for deemed universities, please check your credit or debit card transaction limits or net banking transaction limits. There might be many who say that there's nothing like a transaction limit for net banking, etc. But please check with your bank. If not, just connect with your bank and ask them to increase the transaction limit. Make sure that it is increased to 2.1 lakhs if you're registering for deemed institutes, because it will be 2.05 lakhs plus any transaction charges if at all they are added. And don't go by generic responses like I used an SBI card and it works, therefore it should work for you. It is not generic. It is based on your bank account, the type of bank account that you carry. So just check with your bank on the transaction limit if you're, especially if you're registering for deemed institutes. Second, internet connectivity issues. Ensure that you don't have any internet connectivity issues while you make the payment. Do not do it on a mobile. We sincerely suggest that you do not do it on a mobile. Use a tablet or an iPad or a laptop with proper connectivity. And there are a lot of transaction failures that usually happen. It is a big process to get back the amount. So ensure that you have right internet connectivity. And second, there are usually transaction failures that happen due to huge load in the system. So if the payment is not successful during payment, repay again. The failed transaction amount will anyways be refunded into your account within a week or two. There's no other choice. So just wait for a few hours. If it doesn't get reflected in your login as payment success, then the refund will reach your account in 2 to 3 weeks. So make the payment again. Do not rush to register on day one. Day one, there will be huge load on the systems, and there were many issues in registration last year, especially payment being not successful, being deducted, and then not reaching the MCC confirmation page. So ensure that you take some time. There is no benefit you get when you register on day one. So ensure that you register. Don't get into this rush of registering on day one in the first hour. Second, refund of security deposit. We'll quickly run through how the refund happens. One, after you make the security deposit, there is no adjustment to the institute fees. The institute fees is completely different from the security deposit being paid. The security deposit is between you and MCC. Institute fees is between you and the institute. Both are independent. Now, the full first year fee has to be paid at the institute. There will be no adjustment against the security deposit that you have paid. The refund timeline is usually almost 2 months after the end of all counseling processes. The counseling process is expected to end in March, in the third week of March. So it will take another 2 months from that timeline, which means when you're paying in Jan 2021 for round one, it will take 4 months from now. So if you're paying 2 lakh for deemed especially, you plan that the amount will be refunded at the end of the 4th month if you are eligible. Refunds will be credited to the same bank account. No changes in the bank account are permitted. So ensure that you have the same card, credit card or bank account or debit card, net bank, debit card or whatever method you are paying through. The bank account or credit card should be active after 4 months. If you're paying through credit card, understand that you will anyways have to pay the outstanding in the next month's bill cycle, and you can expect a refund after 4 months. After 4 months, you will get it as a credit in your credit card. Basically, you will have 2 lakhs payment made by MCC as credit in your credit card. Now you'll have to withdraw it at a charge, or you will have to spend it off. So it is always better to use a debit card or a bank account, but it is up to you. Even after refund, you will possibly have to depend on the person to whom the card belongs to. So if you're using a friend or a relative's card, you depend on them, you go back to them for refund. So you'll have to ensure that they don't close their account, etc. So be aware of that. See, questions 72 to 82 have all information on refund related queries. MCC will not answer your queries on refund. You will always have to contact Lifecare HLL, which is an external entity which takes care of the entire processing of refund, collection of money and the processing of refund. And the last part is the fee payment at the institute. The full first year fee has to be paid at the institute. While joining the institute, in addition to the tuition fee, you'll also have to pay other charges like your hostel fee, library fee, university charges, security deposit, etc. So ensure that you call up the institute and find out how much is the total amount that needs to be paid if you're not aware of it earlier. Do not expect any leniency or flexibility from the institutes, especially deemed institutes. Almost all deemed institutes insist on full first year fee payment. In case you're planning to take a loan, etc., I'm not sure whether you will be able to do that within timelines. Better to plan for some amount during the at the time of joining, and then have loans, etc., as a backup, so that you can repay wherever you got it from. Mode of payment is usually RTGS or NEFT or DD or cash or challan. Verify that part. Again, repeating, no adjustment with the security deposit. The 10K or 25K or 2 lakhs paid to MCC will not be adjusted against the institute fee. That will be paid directly back to you if you are eligible. For state institutes alone, usually NEFT is allowed, but in some cases you may have to pay it as a cash through a challan, basically in the home bank branch, so or the branch that the institute is allied with. So be ready with cash. Check with the institute before you travel. Otherwise, usually deemed institutes allow RTGS, NEFT or DD. On the DD part, just check with the institute. But most institutes allow NEFT or RTGS. Obviously, it's more than the limit. If you're upgrading from All India Round 1 to All India Round 2 from one deemed institute to another, there's a minor challenge. Some deemed institutes take more than a week to refund your amount. So when you're joining the institute during Round 1, check with them on how much time it takes to refund the first year fee. If the refund would take more time than the joining time that you have during Round 2 upgradation, then plan for an additional first year fee payment as backup for the Round 2 joining. So this, ensure that you check in Round 1 institute, especially if you're joining a deemed institute, on how much time it takes to refund the first year fee payment if you get upgraded to a different institute in All India Round. Hope this video is clarified most of your queries on registration and the registration fee payment and the institute fee payment. We will come up with details on the entire fees that need to be paid across different institutes and share that over at our website ZyNerd soon. Thank you for watching this, and all the best.